Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibzuda here once again. I'm back on the Talos Principle 2 demo. I'm going to be showcasing a couple of things that you can smuggle out of puzzles in both of the areas. Picking up right from where I left off after completing the video of getting all 4 stars. This one's going to be a little bit less structured, and I'm just going to kind of talk about random stuff as I go. But there is quite a bit of smuggling you can do in this area. In the first area, I didn't find as much, but in the first area, you're able to get into many of the... Sorry, let me turn down the sound maybe a little. I'm not sure if it was too loud there. But you can find many... you can get inside a bunch of the restricted puzzles in the first area, like the ones that say not available in demo. You can get inside of those. Several of them. I managed to get inside 3 of the 4 locked puzzles in the first area. Haven't really tried it as much in this area, but it's likely possible as well. So first thing you can smuggle stuff out of is puzzle number 1 here, so phase entry. So basically, one thing that's important to note for doing this is, if you guys didn't know, the teleporters only become active when you cross the threshold to start that puzzle, and they will deactivate if you leave. So that is important to note, but we'll talk about that a little bit more later. So what you want to do is just grab the cube, teleport over to the place with the phase entry, with the teleporter, and then you can probably do it in multiple different locations, but this is the one that I found to be effective. You put that there, and then you put the teleporter on top of it, just like that, and then you leave. And what we do is we basically go around and up onto this cliffside, and we drop down, and we can grab the teleporter and get out of the puzzle with it. And then we can go inside the puzzle to activate the teleporter, grab the cube, and teleport out. And the teleporter will still be active, and you'll have the cube and teleporter outside the puzzle. So, yeah, basically, this one was kind of easy for me to figure out. This is what I was basically just trying to smuggle things out of the puzzle to try and solve the that star. Since I did not see the connector that was on top of the mountain until after I had tried this, and that made it hard for I basically got the star in a different way by smuggling out a connector instead. So as you can see, we grab the teleporter, plop it down right here, go inside, grab the cube, and enter. And there you go, we've got a teleporter and a cube outside of the puzzle. Teleporters are really not that useful aside from, like, basically if you can get a teleporter outside of its puzzle, you can then smuggle everything in that puzzle out, because you can just go in and teleport out with all the items. But other than that, I don't think it'll really be that useful. I do wonder, how far away can you teleport from? Is it infinite distance? It might be. I'm not 100% sure, but could be something interesting to do with that. But the problem is, if you enter any other puzzle by going through the door, it'll deactivate this teleporter, because this is linked to the first puzzle, and if you enter a different puzzle, it'll deactivate it. So it'll only work to smuggle things out of other puzzles or do other things if you're able to enter that, different puzzle without activating it, like making it think you entered it. So yeah, that is how I thought I would be able to smuggle out a connector from the 4th puzzle, but that was not actually the case, because basically the way I found to get into the 4th puzzle, which I thought wouldn't trigger its entry, actually does. So basically, this is how I tried to smuggle the connector out originally. I was going to teleport out with that number 1 teleporter, because if you can see, this little roof has a hole in it where you can maybe drop down, and I tried dropping down, but when you drop down from there, it actually triggers the entry door effect on this puzzle, and that makes it so that you lose the ability to teleport with the first level, or the first puzzle's teleporter. But thankfully, I found a different way to actually smuggle out this puzzle's teleporter as well, which then allows you to get everything else out from that puzzle, including the refractor and the other cube. So you guys want to come around here, place those the cube and the teleporter on top of it where I put them, and then come around here and up this cliffside until you find this little area. So you can jump up on top of this rock, and then use this rock to jump to this pillar, and then from this pillar you want to jump over to here. And it could be a little tough to make those jumps, but keep trying and you'll be able to get it, and that puts you on top of this cliffside area, which is inaccessible normally by other means as far as I know. And then you want to run over here to where the roof is open to get inside the puzzle, and this is pretty difficult. This might take you some tries, but you want to like inch down as much as you can and then jump and land on the wall just like that. Glad I got that on my first try, but it's definitely not that easy. So you can mess it up a few times, but just go back up and try again. As you saw when I dropped down, pushing through showed up on the screen, meaning I triggered the entry of the puzzle. But you can grab the teleporter, and now you are in the clear to sneak everything else out, just in the same way as the other puzzle. So I grab the refractor, bring it out, and grab the cube. And we have now, outside of their puzzles, we have 2 teleporters, 2 cubes, and a refractor. So quite a lot of stuff you can smuggle out. I wasn't able to figure out any way to smuggle anything out of puzzle number 3, because that one, although it has a bunch of teleporters in it, it's high up on a cliff. I don't think there's any way you can really drop down and to get into it. And it also doesn't have any cubes in it or anything like that. Similarly, for puzzle number 2, I didn't find any way to do it, although I didn't try too much, but it seemed like since it's like out on its own peninsula type thing, it's really not going to be able to be smuggled out of very easily unless you get other stuff inside of it to help you smuggle out. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, that's how you can smuggle out quite a bit of stuff in this area. And again, this is how I initially got this star from this statue here. I set up the refractor in puzzle number 2 to bring the green beam up to the cliffside in that puzzle. And then I set up the refractor that I smuggled out over on that bridge and sent it straight to the receptor here. I didn't even use this because the hand is actually blocking it from that direction. But I was able to just directly connect it and bypass the provided refractor entirely, which I thought was kind of cool, but also clued me in like that was not the intended way of solving it at all. And the reason I even tried to smuggle things out to solve any of the puzzles or figure out where the stars are is because in for certain stars in the original game, that was what you had to do. You had to sneak things out of puzzles in clever ways. So certainly not against the spirit of how they do their puzzles and things like that in this game. But these stars probably, once you know the actual solutions, and utilize those, it's probably not as difficult as some of the base game or the original game stars, but you can't really expect them to be busting out the most difficult things for the demo. But yeah, either way, pretty cool stuff there. This area I probably explored quite a bit more than the first area, just because it is a bit smaller. The first area is humongous, and I don't know, I didn't know how, I just thought that there had to be some way that I could connect these things. And since I didn't explore the first area too much before coming here, I didn't actually know that there were available stars in the first area. But once I got the ones here, I went back and grabbed those. And yeah, being able to get those additional puzzles was really cool, the lost puzzles. I enjoyed that quite a bit. So yeah, we're gonna head back now to the east wing or whatever. Oh yeah, the lost puzzle in that area, by the way, was really, really cool. I liked it quite a bit. Aerial shift or whatever, aerial teleport, I don't remember, but it was really good puzzle. That one, I liked it quite a bit. The one in this area I solved quite quickly just because it was similar to stuff in the original game. But anyway, we're back here on East 1. So one puzzle that I know you can smuggle stuff out of is puzzle number 1 here. I'm not 100% sure if you can smuggle stuff out of any other puzzle, but this is the one that you can. So you grab the cube right there, put it on top of the table at the end in that side, and if you want, you can smuggle out an RGB converter as well if you want. I'm not going to do that, right here. Or I guess I'll do it just to bring it out with me and have it outside. But you basically jump up on this and then onto here, grab whatever you want to smuggle on the ground, and then sprint jump over the wall, and you're outside. So yeah, there's that. That one's out, and then you do the same thing with the cube. And I heard you could maybe, yeah, you can actually smuggle this out as well. So hold on. I thought maybe you could do this. Yeah, so you can get both of these cubes out by doing that. So that's pretty nice. I had a suspicion that you could do that, but I never actually did it before. So that was my first time doing that. So everything smuggled out of puzzle number 1. And then I really wasn't able to find anything else that you could smuggle out. But I didn't look too closely at puzzle number 4, at least. I know that you definitely can't in puzzle number 3 unless you bring stuff in, I believe. There's no cubes or anything. But with this simple cube, you're able to get inside puzzles 5, 7, and 8. Don't think you can ever get in puzzle number 6, considering its location, but if you come over here behind the tram station and put your stolen cube here, you can jump up, and right down below us right now is puzzle number 5, as you can see, flashing right there. So we can also bring the cube in with us. Just know that every time you go into one of these puzzles, you're going to have to resmuggle your stuff, because as you see, we'll drop down. You can use our cube to open this door to let us access the whole puzzle. But if you pick up anything in this puzzle, like if I picked up this refractor, you basically like die and get reset back to where you last were, which would be right now for us puzzle number 1. But interestingly enough, in this puzzle there is a jammer, which you can see. There's no jammers that are used for any of the puzzles that you are able to complete, so it's kind of interesting to see how it looks outside of the Elohim whatever dream realm. It's pretty cool. It's like white and stuff, but looks like it definitely will work the same as usual. And I did solve this puzzle. I mean, not physically, but I know how I will solve it. Basically, I'll go through it here just quickly if anyone's interested. You'll take the connector, put it on the button here. This will open the door so you can come through. Then you grab the jammer and point it at this instead of where it's pointing now, so you can grab the RGB converter, bring that out here, swap the jammer back to this door, come through here and swap the RGB converter with the refractor. So the converter goes there, you take the refractor back through here, connect the refractor from probably like right here or so, with the blue laser going to here and put it down there. Then pick up the jammer and use the jammer to open this door instead. And then you grab the RGB converter, put it here, connect it to the blue refractor that you have placed, connect it to the red, and that'll give you green to solve the puzzle. So yeah, pretty sure that would work. I don't see anything wrong with it, and that would be how you complete it. But we cannot do it because there are no other jammers available that I know of, and if I try to pick this one up, I die. You can still interact with the cube that you brought in if you want, but you're not able to use anything within the puzzle itself that you snuck into. So we're going to re-smuggle our cube out really quick, and then I'm going to show you how to get inside of the other puzzles. So 7 and 8 are also accessible. And number 7 I did solve as well. Number 8 I didn't try to solve it yet, so maybe I'll do that live. One thing that can be annoying is if you're sneaking out of puzzles, your radar doesn't show up. Just enter and leave a puzzle to get it to show up again if you need like direction on where to go exactly. But yeah, we're gonna head over to puzzle number 7 first. It's kind of in the woods a little bit, and there's basically a cliffside behind it that you can use to jump inside. Although I'm not sure if you even need the cube for this one. You probably can just make the jump without, but I will go ahead and bring the cube with me just in case, because I did use it the first time I got in. But it seems like probably I could do it without the cube. And so basically, if you could smuggle in all of the stuff that you need to solve these puzzles, I kind of wonder what would... Oh no, wait, I remember now. Puzzle number 8, you can actually drop straight down onto the ending point where you would complete the puzzle. And honestly, you could probably have done that on puzzle number 5 as well. I'm not sure, though I never tried. But basically, the thing that you put your hand on to complete a puzzle is not active unless you enter through the door. So it's impossible to complete these puzzles no matter what. But basically, yeah, come around here behind puzzle number 7 and get up on this cliffside, and then jump across from there to here. And then this is where I put my cube, and then I jumped off of that to get inside. Again, you can probably do it without the cube, you could try that, but yeah, basically just jump across and you're able to get inside of this puzzle as well. And this one seemed pretty cool as well. I think I've solved it also. Basically, you've got your red receptor there, green laser source, refractor, RGB converter, red receiver, and blue laser source, and buttons to open those doors. So basically what you do is you take the fan off of this this fan, I guess, use it to get out both the refractor and the RGB converter. You take the refractor and you put it up here on the raised edge, and take the green source and give it to the green receptor. receptor, excuse me, place it down, and then you come stand on the button until it activates the receptor, which will keep the door open, which is what you need. And then you come back around here, grab the RGB converter, and also place it up on the raised portion. Take the green from the refractor and take the blue, and you will now have red, and you connect the red to both of these receptors and open it until it powers the red, which will leave it open for you. And then you come back here, the fan will be on, you take the fan up to the ending point, which is up there. So yeah, pretty sure that's how you solve this puzzle as well. So 5 and 7 I'll be able to complete pretty quickly on the full release. We're going to go ahead and grab the fan to kill ourselves once again here. And yeah, so we are out, and see, interestingly enough, if there was a way to get a refractor out and into that puzzle, I mean, I already am able to get an RGB converter out, so including the cube, which could substitute for placing the fan on the buttons. Or actually, no, you wouldn't even need the fan on the buttons either, because if you had the refractor and RGB converter out already, you wouldn't need to pull them out from there. You could possibly solve it, quote unquote, but again, you're not able to get the thing to light up unless you have entered through the door. So yeah, we're going to smuggle this cube out one last time and get inside of puzzle number 8. Which was, this one was interesting to get inside of. It took me a little bit of snooping around. Those first two, like, especially puzzle number 5 is like really easy and obvious to get into once you have a cube. And you can probably get into both of those without a cube, but I do believe puzzle number 8 requires the cube to get inside of. So we're gonna head on over to that puzzle and go inside. And basically you want to head around to the back side of this puzzle area, and you're going to be using one of these bigger tree stumps that's around to get inside. Here it is right here. So you place this down and then jump up on the tree stump. For some reason the game likes to give you a jump location, which can mess up you trying to get on top, so make sure that's not there. Get on the tree stump, you can bring your cube if you want, and then sprint jump up onto the wall ledge right there. And it may take some tries. It's not an easy jump by any means, so just make sure you've got it lined up as best you can. And as you can see, we are up on the wall. And then what you can also do is come over here. Just be careful not to fall in, because if you fall down there, this is enclosed by a gate. You can't get out of there. But instead you can jump up here, and then you can use the cube to also just place it there, jump, and then it'll let you jump all the way over to here, and you can still grab your cube, and then from there you can jump down into the proper area for puzzle number 8. But as you can see, like I mentioned, and I did jump down and check, the handprint is not accessible. You cannot click it or do anything with it. You are able to access it immediately here though for puzzle 8. So let's jump on in. This is puzzle number 8. So like I said, I haven't actually tried to solve this one yet. Let's see if we can do so. So we have a refractor available immediately, so we can use that to press any buttons here. That's a strangely elevated laser source. Okay. Looks like a ladder right there almost. But yeah, so we need a green. We need green to finish the level basically. And there's also green right here to get this cube. That's kind of strange. And we have red, and we can also get in here to get this converter. And there's a fan here. I assume that'll kill me if I try to do that, but I don't understand why this fan... Oh, they both have to be going for the fan to be active. Okay, so it looks like you're probably going to want to have a green thing floating up in the air here to give you your... To get this receptor and this one, and then you use the refractor to get it to there. Does that sound right? Let's see. How do we want to look at this exactly? So we'd grab the RGB converter. By the way, this cube that I smuggled in would just be this refractor instead. We grab this RGB converter. We can grab blue from there. We can grab red from here. I see. Okay, so the red would definitely not be accessible immediately. So how would we want to do that? Blue. Oh wait, can I take this fan off? I cannot take this fan off, so we wouldn't be able to utilize that for anything. And we actually don't even have a cube. Oh wait, there is a cube inside of here. Okay, so what you would do is, can we line this up? Yes. So we would grab the RGB converter, take the blue and the red, and use it to open this door with the green. Or wait. No, that wouldn't work. Because the red would be blocked off. I assume that red couldn't reach here. Because we need to get the cube out, basically, to be able to put the the converter on the cube to levitate it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible to do that. So let's see, what could we do instead of that? Aha, yes. So we could have the blue connected to our refractor here, and then come over here and place the RGB converter on this while connecting it to the refractor, the red, and the green. Okay, and that would work. That would open up this and give us access to this cube in there. So now we would have a cube available, as we do currently, that I smuggled in. And then what would we want to do from there? So we would have green right there. But what could we do with it in that regard? Oh, I think what you would want to do then is you put the cube where it is currently, then you take the red refractor, or you take the refractor here, place it here, and give red to it, so it's holding red right there. Then you come in here, right, and no, that isn't, well, I think it actually is correct, somewhat, but I'm missing some part of it. Trying to think of how we could get inside of here. This is not available to red, no. How could we get the because we need the cube in here to have the fan turned on. Oh, okay. So what we would do is we would have the refractor. Where did I have the refractor again? So we already opened the cube. We have the cube, and we have everything out. So then we'd have the RGB converter connect, we'd pick it up and we'd connect it to this blue. We'd connect it to the green right there. We'd connect it to the red source, and we'd connect it to the red refractor, which would be here and pulling from the source. We'd connect it to all of those. So connect to the red source, this refractor, to the blue source and the green receptor, and then we would put it down, like in here, and ooh, I see. This is where the issue is. I'm not sure how to get inside of here with the cube, with the refractor. I guess no, that's what you would do, but you would have to do it in a different order first. So you'd actually put the refractor on this button, then take the cube, put it here, grab the RGB converter, and connect it to the blue source. I actually am gonna have to test this after this just to see if this would actually work, because I'm not sure if it would, but I don't see any other way at the moment. You just connect it to all the same things I said, but connect it to the refractor that's sitting right here, and then place it on top of the cube. So it's connected to the green receptor there, the blue, the refractor, and the red source, and place it here on top of the cube. Then leave and grab the refractor off of this and place it, connect it to the red source, place it here. And then you step on the button yourself to open the door, which would let the red in, and hit the RGB converter, which would allow the fan to turn on, raising the cube and the RGB converter to the sky so that they don't need this red anymore since they're getting it directly from the source. Then you come out here, grab the refractor and connect it to the RGB converter in the sky and to there, and you're done. Now the thing that I'm not sure if it would work is if I direct the RGB converter at this refractor and then I move it, will it still know to connect to that refractor when you're done? So that's my solution. Now I'm going to go see if it's even legitimately possible or if I missed something. It's a little bit harder to solve these puzzles when you can't actually do things. But let's go over to puzzle number 2. It has more than one refractor in it, I think. Yeah. Or, well, it has the RGB converters, but I assume they behave the same. So, if I connect it to this and then I place it down, I think it doesn't. Oh, right-click it to keep connections, and it does work. Okay, so that would work. I think that solution is correct. So as long as you pick up the refractor off of that button with keep connections and then bring it over to the red source and put it on the button there, that should, as far as I understand it, be how you solve puzzle number 8. So a bit of a more difficult puzzle compared to the other ones, at least in this demo and that we've seen so far. But yeah, I kind of had a fun time getting inside of these locked off puzzles and potentially solving them prior to the actual release of the game. It's kind of what these games are really, the really enjoyable parts of these games, like doing the secrets and finding different hidden things. I love looking for and finding the stars and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I think I've found everything that there is to find as far as I know. I'm not 100% sure. I'd love to be proven wrong and have there be even more stuff to do, but really excited for the release of this game. I hope these videos were entertaining at the very least, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.